Was the European defense community a good idea? Was the European defense community a good idea? This question takes us back to the early 1950s, when Europe was still recovering from the devastation of World War II. The European defense community was a proposal aimed at creating a unified European army under a supranational authority. The countries involved included Belgium, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, France, Italy, and West Germany. The goal was to strengthen European defense capabilities during a time of Cold War tensions and the looming threat of communism. The idea emerged as the Korean War broke out in 1950. This conflict heightened fears of communist expansion, prompting Western European nations and the United States to seek stronger collective defense arrangements. The United States supported the European defense community as a way to maximize European military potential while allowing West Germany to rearm in a controlled manner. This approach aimed to address concerns about German militarization while reinforcing the Western alliance. The proposal was ambitious. It suggested a European army led by a European defense minister and a defense council, with integrated command and control. This supranational approach drew inspiration from the success of the European coal and steel community, which had already established cooperation in key economic sectors. However, the European defense community faced significant political challenges. The most critical obstacle came from France. In 1954, the French National Assembly rejected the ratification of the treaty. This rejection stemmed from concerns over national sovereignty, fears of German rearmament, and political divisions within France. This refusal effectively ended the European Defense Community project and also led to the abandonment of a related plan for a European political community. From a historical perspective, the European defense community was a forward-looking idea that sought to deepen European integration in defense. However, it highlighted the limits of supranational cooperation in the early post-war period. The failure of the European defense community showed how difficult it was to balance national interests with collective security. Despite its failure, the European defense community laid important groundwork for future European defense cooperation. It showcased both the potential and the challenges of integrating military forces. This experience paved the way for later initiatives, including the Western European Union, and eventually the European Union's Common Security and Defense Policy. In practical terms, had the European defense community succeeded, it could have strengthened European defense autonomy and reduced reliance on the United States. A more unified and coordinated military force might have contributed to greater political unity in Western Europe during a critical phase of the Cold War. So, was the European defense community a good idea? In terms of its goals to enhance European security through integration and cooperation, it certainly had merit. However, it was politically ahead of its time. The prevailing national interests and fears, especially in France, ultimately prevented its realization. The European defense community remains a significant episode in European history, illustrating both the aspirations for and the challenges to European unity in defense.